Oi, my journals, it's your guys, Big Daddy Cow here for a brand new video where today we're talking about Path of Exile. Today I'm going to be running you through my build. Now just a bit of a disclaimer, this is not a guide. No, I'm just sharing with you the build I'm running and my plans for what I want to do with it. If you guys want to throw any suggestions in the comments, you're welcome to. But for any newer players out there, just know that this build is not a guide, and for like anyone in general, if you want to take this build and see what you can do with it, then please be my guest. So what am I doing? Well, my drillers, Harbinger, big summoner, absolution, and skeletal mages. That's right, blasting with the absolution, summoning the skelly mages, absolutely shooting everyone up. If I just go to some random place, let's see the skills in action. So yeah, got our absolution sentinels, got some random enemies, they're getting blasted by the lightning bolts. Our mages are just shooting random balls of elements at anyone it sees, and we are just crushing people with a minion army. Get out, and we get a Val absolution, blasting everything. Even more lightning bolts raining down from the heavens. So yeah, that is sort of I can't hide out from it. Great. So that is sort of the gist of how things look. So next I'm gonna sort of show you like all my skills, what I'm using for supports and whatnot, how it's actually meant to be played when you're not just teleporting to a random act to show flashy spells. So go back to the hideout and I'll show you what I'm working with. So at the moment I'm using Frostblink. This can be changed for just about any mobility skill, but I'm just using Frostblink for now. Probably gonna swap that into Flame Dash realistically, as I normally prefer that. We've got Val Absolution. We've got some skeletons of mages. We got zombies, just as our usual fodder, defense demons. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I've got conductivity, because some of our mages, I do believe, can shoot some lightning stuff. But absolution definitely does do lightning damage, so I'm using conductivity as my curse. Normally with skeletal mages, I think you run... Is it Sniper's Mark? Something like that. But with absolution, normally I think conductivity is the play. And I think that's going to be the only overlap I get between the two spells. So that's why I'm doing it. On the side, I have the Harbinger of Focus from my Ascendancy, which I'll talk about a bit more. I've got the classic free link offering wands for my Desecrate and Flesh offering. And then I've got a Determination aura just for a bit of tankiness. You could definitely run haste on this aura if you want a bit more damage. So let's look at my links a bit. So as I mentioned, I've got the wand. Trigger a socketed spell when you use a skill with 8-second cooldown. This is a solid wand. I'm using Flesh Offering. Why am I using Flesh Offering? Because of the more attack and cast speed for my minions. So they're just going boom, 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 boom. Absolutely blasting. Yes, that degenerate hand action was needed. Desecrate. Always have it. Always have it. Let's just do the Flesh Offering. Life tap support it. Just bear in mind, cap life tap and desecrate at level 1. I was an idiot and accidentally leveled it a couple of times. Cap those two at level 1. The offering can go up as high as you want. Now you could probably use a different offering, but I've just chosen Flash Offering. Next, I currently only have a 4-link for my Absolution. I do need to get a better chest piece, but I will be 6-linking it. Probably adding stuff like Fizz to lightning support and lightning penetration support on top of what I've already got. I've currently got Val Absolution with a minion speed and a minion damage, and then a spell echo support. So yeah, it's just allowing things to be pretty nice. 1 click, 2 lightning bolts. Pretty good for trying to get a proc at the start of a map, you know. And then also just pumping out a nice bit of damage. Gotta love it, gotta love it. Here's where I've just got my Frostblink. I've not really socketed anything into my gloves yet. I'm still thinking about what I do with that. I've not really made a POB and planned. I've been going off the cuff on the stream, just adding things as I please. My shield, I just have my aura and my curse at the moment. That might change as well. Probably be more added here. On my helmet currently, but this is going to swap. These gems are going to swap with the gems in my boots. So those two are going to swap with each other. And I'll explain why when I get to my boot gems. So I have Raise Zombie and Raise Spectre. I haven't summoned any Spectres yet, but I think I'm going to go for Primal Rex Matriarch. What's the Beyond one called? The Pale Seraphim. And then I might just get a Chieftain. Arena Master could also be a very good pick. Something from those 4 is probably going to be what I want. I've just been way too lazy to type in /6666. So yeah, those sort of specs I'm going to probably go with. Raise Zombie as well. Yep, as I mentioned, just nice for the demons. Feeding Frenzy, just for that extra attack speed, and minion life, because why not? If I do decide I want to run an Animate Guardian, then I'll drop Feeding Frenzy, and put Animate Guardian in there instead. Then yeah, my stuff I have on my boots at the moment is my Summoned Skeletons. Why do I want this on the helmet? Because the helmet can get affixes on it, mods, sorry, which will do stuff like supports all socketed gems with hypothermia support or minion damage support. So I can get a 6-link for my skeletons in my helmet, and then I'll have the 6-link for absolution in my chest. But yeah, so I've just got on my skeletons minion damage, minion speed, and spell echo. Might change this up for stuff like getting pierce and volley supports in there as well. But yeah, this is just what I'm going with for now. As for my gear, pretty much what I've done is just tried to get my elemental resistances capped. When I start trading, I'm gonna of course drop this overcap and put some into my chaos resistance and just try and use my gear to help me survive a bit better. Picking up some crucial nodes like plus the level of minion skill gems, stuff like minion damage on my wand is pretty good. Crit strike multi is quite nice with the passives I'm using. Currently not taking anything with crit strike chance on my minions because, well, it's not going to do much with the passives I'm going to show you soon. But yeah, pretty much it's just everything I've gone for is just Ellie res and added a bit more extra life. So let's go into my passives, but first let's talk about the Ascendancy. So as the title suggests, I have gone with a Harbinger. I wanted to first go for this node. I don't speak Harbinger. I only speak English, mate. King's English. So 30% of non-chaos damage taken bypasses energy shield. 20% mana is energy shield. 10% life is energy shield. This adds a lot to your tankiness. And yeah, that's already. It makes you tankier. So I just went for this straight away. A lot of what you're going to notice with Harbinger is I'm taking some picks of defense so that I can just take loads of offensive nodes in my passive skill tree. You'll notice like we get a lot of mana and energy shield recharge from every single one of our small nodes. So yeah, it makes things quite juicy. This buffs expire 30% slower, debuffs expire 30% faster, which means you're gonna feel less pain from stuff like Ignite or Corrupted Blood, and you're gonna feel more benefit from buffs such as your Harbinger buff, Harbinger of Focus. What does he do? For 4 seconds every 8 seconds, or in our case, for 5.2 seconds every 8 seconds, he will cast a buff on you, which will give you a 20% damage reduction, let you avoid all stuns, elemental ailments and curses. You just immune them. So yeah, he is insane. Very, very strong minion. I think my final node, if there is any curse effects I'm using, then I might go for the temporal chains, as normally you do this with an animate guardian, but I don't remember the exact interaction, so I'm kind of thinking that maybe the animate guardian needs the curse to do something. But I'm gonna look into that at some point, and if I figure out, I'll put it in the comments. If I'm just chatting shit, comment down below. But most likely I'll just go for the big recovery rate. Cooldown recovery rate isn't really gonna do much for me, so yeah. And I don't know if the cooldown recovery rate will affect the Harbinger's cooldown. But yeah, so most likely the energy and mana recovery is going to be the one to go for. I didn't go for this because, you know, I felt like we could get enough cast and attack speed from other sources. But I reckon maybe it could be a good node. It's just more the fact that, like, the prerequisite node just seemed kind of useless. And I didn't go for the Harbinger of Arcane because I didn't feel the need for more mana regen. So, my passive skill tree, I've just gone straight for getting some nice extra minion damage and life, adding extra minions, bit of survivability with more life and mana, which of course gives me more energy shield thanks to Harbinger. Gone up here, more duration and damage. Down here, just the mana regen and more life, a bit of regen. Going for some of the classic minion nodes you see in a lot of other guides. Getting all the juice in, yeah, just all my minions. I've decided to come up here for a cluster jewel. Of course, the elemental damage is going to affect my absolution. Currently, yeah, I'm just adding extra attributes and resistances with my jewels. And I want more minion damage jewels, and I'd like something with good passive nodes. Like as you can see, Dread March is good for survivability on minions, but I don't feel like I need it, so I'm trying to get something else. Then yeah, Death Attunement and all the nodes surrounding it. I went for the minion attack and cast speed as well, so the absolutions just keep going bang 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 bang. It pretty much just turns the lightning bolts into just a full-on stream of power going on the enemies. It's like just a beam at that point. For those who play WoW, like a Boomkin's Fury of the Loon, it pretty much turns into, but yellow. I've gone down here just for a bit of extra tankiness and to get to a jewel socket if I decide to use it. I could probably refund and put like another point in my cluster jewel section, to be honest, at this point. But yeah, it's giving me more Ellie res and benefits for using the shield, which I was going to use anyway. The minion double damage I thought was pretty good. So yeah, I just went and took this section at the bottom. And yeah, that is pretty much it for the passives. My mentality was, how can I add just more for my minions? And so yeah, that is quite simply what I've done. I've added as much as I can for my minions. Yeah, that is pretty much it. Some of you guys in the comments down below may know more. Feel free. As I said time and time again, this video is not a guide. It's me telling you guys what I'm playing at the moment and what I'm experimenting with. So yeah, that pretty much is my Harbinger Minion army, skeletal mages, absolution, big zombies, epic damage character. If you follow the stream, you're gonna see some more changes as it goes along. I should also mention Flasks. You know, I want to be adding use when charges routes full to all of them, but I'm using granite, quicksilver, quartz, and I'm gonna eventually swap the mana for a basalt flask. I think I'm also going to throw Rumi's Concoction into the mix to replace one of those for utility flasks. And of course, keeping the life flask. That's just, that's leaving to on-click. Stay alive. I'm panicking. I'm going to die. But yeah, no, that should be everything now. If I've missed anything, please do let me know. If you have any suggestions for the build, then please feel free to talk about it in the comment section. You know, one thing kind of debating if I wanted more energy shield instead of crafting life, I could craft the mana. That might increase the effective health pool a bit better. It might not. Yet to see though. But yeah, that is my Minion Harbinger. If you like it, please leave a like. If you want more updates, let me know. And yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.